Hey there, it's Anthony Metivier from magneticmemorymethod.com. One of the most frequent questions I get is how do you become more visually creative, and especially how do you come up with all of these crazy characters that you have in your mind when you're using mnemonics? So, for example, when you want to memorize a piece of information, you get Fred Flintstone or a basketball player or whatever the case may be. You come up with something in order to associate that figure with the information that you want to memorize, because all mnemonics rely, or virtually all mnemonics rely on leaning, so to speak, information that you don't know onto information that you do know. So if you don't know a particular character in, say, the Japanese hiragana, then you could use Homer Simpson and lean those new characters and how they sound on something that he's doing. And you can follow him around all through a memory palace or other figures as well. And it's really, really simple to do. But one thing that people struggle with is that they just simply don't know how they're going to find the characters that they need. And so it's really quite simple. All you need to do is get out a pen and some paper, or a pencil if you like, and then write down every single character that comes to mind. Every cartoon character you can think of, every actor you can think of, every character who's not a cartoon character but is a character in a movie. So, Jack Sparrow, that is who's played by Johnny Depp. Those are two characters right there. You could follow Jack Sparrow or you could follow Johnny Depp. And then Johnny Depp is in all kinds of movies, and you may remember who he was in different movies. So you have all kinds of different characters that you could use just from one actor. Like, I use Jack Nicholson a lot. I use him from the movie where he was a werewolf. I have him from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I have him from The Shining. There's just a lot of different uses for Jack Nicholson. And Keanu Reeves from The Matrix, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He was in a movie with the Buddha theme, and Johnny Mnemonic, of course, which is a great one when you're using memory techniques. And he's been the Messiah in in quite a lot of movies. But the point being is that it's reusing Keanu Reeves again and again and again, but in different guises. You can also use athletes, you can use politicians, you can use people that you know. It's just a matter of cultivating a pool, a list of these people, so that when you come to memorizing information and you need something to lean information that you don't know onto things that you do know, then you've got it there all ready waiting for you. You might not have it in your head just instantly, but you can go through, like if you have a journal, a memory journal, which is something I highly recommend you keep, you can just go through the pages and go, this will work. But the fact of the matter is just by going through the exercise of doing a brain dump, just popping out all that you know just off the top of your head, politicians, actors, musicians, cartoon characters, characters in novels that you've never seen, just pumping them out as much as you can, and do it as a daily exercise if you want. You're going to find that you have dozens, if not hundreds, of characters and figures and actual people in your mind. And there's actually a post on magneticmemorymethod.com that gives you an exercise that will help you with this. So you can check that out. I'll link that for you, probably here on the screen. And it's really rich. And you know what? The best part is that this is a memory exercise in and of itself, and it's one that you can go through day after day after day and just amaze yourself, not only by what you have in your mind already, but you can constantly be adding new things. I saw a movie last night. Boom. I mean, it was called Remember, of all things, and directed by Tom McGowan, and it has Christopher Plummer. Well, I've seen Christopher Plummer in so many movies, and now I've got another version of Christopher Plummer that I can use again and again and again. It had Jurgen Prochnow. Well, I've seen him in lots of movies, and it had Bruno Ganz, who I've also seen in lots of movies. So it's just compounding, deepening, and making so much more use of something that you already know, so you can use it to know even more things again and again and again. And people worry, isn't this going to get too much in your brain? Isn't it going to be too complex? Well, no, it's not. It's not going to be any more complex than when you think of an actor who you like and all the movies that they've been. Alicia Silverstone, if you think of her movies, well, she was in that Aerosmith music video. She was in Clueless. She was in, one of those weird Batman versions. And She's been a director of films, and you can just think of so many things. I mean, I've tapped out Alicia Silverstone because I haven't seen that many movies of her, but you get the point. Anthony Hopkins, wow, he's in so many movies, and even Ridley Scott. I mean, you don't see him in his movies. I don't know, maybe he has some cameos, but just imagine how many ways that you can associate Ridley Scott with so many things. Alien, Thelma and Louise, The Martian that recently came out, Gladiator. It just never ends. Your mind is filled with so much information. And if you just take some time to pool it out on paper, you're going to find that the work that you do with mnemonics just completely goes to the next level. So never, never doubt the rich, rich, and deep, 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 vast, super vast amount of information that you already have in your head, that you know very, very well, and that you can just pool out onto a piece of paper so that just by virtue of that exercise alone, when you're memorizing foreign language vocabulary or poetry or whatever the case may be, Brad Pitt just comes out of nowhere because you've gone through this exercise. Susan Sarandon punches Brad Pitt in the face, so that helps you remember something. It's just so very simple. So I hope this gives you some ideas about how to develop as a mnemonist, a person who uses memory techniques, whether you're using them just a little bit or a lot. This is an exercise that will take your game to the next level. So if you're looking for more information like this, subscribe to this channel. Go to magneticmemorymethod.com. There's all kinds of resources there for free video series that'll teach you how to build a memory palace so that when you have all these characters that you've pulled together, you have a place to stick them. You have a stage for them to play on, because that's essentially what you're doing. A lot of people think of mnemonics and these memory techniques as kind of like making a little movie. They're not really. It's not really like a movie at all. It's like a stage play. So if you think of Anthony Hopkins, who played Titus in the movie of the Shakespeare play, he's in your mind, and he goes on the stage of a memory palace. But every time you come to that station in your memory palace, it's not like a movie where you just press play and it plays the same DVD as the last time. You have to restage it. You have to put him into action, into play, again and again and again every time. And that's part of what gets the information into your long-term memory, is the restaging of the play, because you're an active participant in decoding the information that you've encoded using that figure of Anthony Hopkins as Titus, or Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, or whatever character he may be playing in whatever way that you're using him in your memory work. All right, enough yapping. Hope this helps. And again, subscribe to this channel if you're into memory techniques. Share all the stuff. Come to the website. Check out the extended exercise version of what I'm talking about from your childhood, because there's so much going on in your head that you're not using. And until we speak again, keep magnetic.